Alright, today we are going to go over a multi-step problem, which I think is something that a lot of 4th and 5th graders, and probably even beyond that, need practice in. So there's no trick for multi-step problems other than being able to read the problem, understanding what specifically they're asking. That's kind of the most important part, is figuring out what exactly they're asking and how you use the numbers to figure that out. So, Washington Elementary is collecting cans for local recycling drive. In January, they collected 2,342 cans. In February, they collected 1,687 cans. In March, they collected 2,432 cans. How many more cans are needed to reach their goal of 8,000 cans? So, typically when a question asks how many more are needed for something, you're going to be subtracting. Basically, you're finding the difference, typically. Now, that's not true for every question like this, but for this one, basically, what we need to do is, it says how many more cans are needed to reach their goal of 8,000. So the first thing we need to figure out is how many cans they have now, and then we need to figure out the difference between that and 8,000, right? So let's just say cans they have now plus answer, okay, the answer to this question equals 8,000. So obviously we don't know the answer, but we can figure out how many cans they have now by adding up the 3 months, right? January, February, and March, they collected these 3 amounts of cans. So if we add those all up, we know how many they have now. So what we can do is just line them all up in a standard algorithm. All 3 of these numbers, we could add 2 of them and then add that to the other number, but you can also just add, so let's see, 2,342, 1,687, that's February, and then in March, it's 2,432. Very similar numbers between March and January. So now we just add these up. 2 plus 7 is 9, plus 2 is 11, 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 8 is 13, plus 3 is 16, 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 6 is 10, plus 4 is 14, then 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So we are at 6,461, and we have to subtract that from 8,000 because, right, that's the cans now. So 6,461 plus the answer equals 8,000. And if we know anything about fact families, so a number plus blank equals another number, equals 8,000. That means 8,000 minus 6,461 equals the answer, right? So a missing addend problem is actually the same exact thing as a subtraction problem. It works every time. Just 2 plus blank equals 5. We know that this is 3, right? and then 5 minus 2, right? So 5 minus 2 also equals 3. It works every time. So if you have a missing addend, it's the same as subtraction, and that's usually an easier way to figure it out. So now we're at 8,000 minus 6,461. 0 minus 1, we can't do that. So we're going to borrow from this 800 here, and then it's going to turn into 799. 0 turns into a 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. 9 minus 4 is 5. 7 minus 6 is 1. So the answer is 1,539. Now the key for these questions is figuring out exactly what they're asking and what steps you need to do to get to that answer. I guess really it just takes a lot of practice figuring out what they're asking and then being able to do the math. But with practice, you're going to be able to figure these out more. So really it just comes down to drilling these problems, just multi-step word problems, over and over again, because that's the only way you're going to start being able to figure it out. So hopefully that was